In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a Lumi avatar that you can use in a Google Meet or Zoom conference. As you can see, in addition to creating a virtual avatar, Lumi also allows you to put a virtual background behind you so you don't have to worry about what shows up behind you in your webcam. So Lumi's great for privacy, but there's also just a fun factor of showing up in a video conference as a virtual avatar of yourself. And best of all, this is totally free. My name is Sam Carey, and this is my YouTube channel for the New Ed Tech Classroom. You're going to need to start by setting up your Lumi avatar on your smartphone. And you can do this using iOS or Android devices. So what I'll do first is search for Lumi in the App Store. After you've downloaded and opened the app, you'll see that you need to start by taking a photo of yourself in order to create your avatar. When you take your photo, you'll want to make sure that you follow these instructions. So you want to look directly into the camera. You want to make sure that you have even lighting and that you don't really have an expression on your face. So here, while I'm taking this photo of myself, you can see that I'm specifically not smiling. The lighting's okay. You'll want to make sure that your face fits within the outline that they give you here. After you've taken it, you can see that it will give you some initial choices for how you want your virtual avatar to look. Now, in order to use this avatar across devices and to ultimately be able to bring it into a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet meeting, you're going to need to set up an account. You can do this for free, and what I'm going to do is just go ahead and set this up using my Google login. After you've created your account and signed in, you'll see that it's going to pull up your virtual avatar. And you can click on this paintbrush below in order to edit pretty much everything about the way your avatar looks. So for example, you can start here with changing your skin tone color. Then you can move on to hair color and make sure that your hair color looks exactly the way that you want it to look. If the colors that they give you don't work, you can also select a color from the color palette to make sure it's set up exactly the way that you want it. You can do the same thing with facial hair. So here I can select whether or not I want to keep my beard style the same, and I can also select the color that I want my beard to appear. Then you also have some options for how your facial structure would appear. I'll try out some of these different choices, but ultimately I found that the camera actually pretty accurately interprets the way that I look. So in the end, I didn't actually need to change all that much. The next two choices are for your attire, and the first one will let you select from some different options for clothing that you want to have on your torso. The next one gives you some different options for how you would change your pant style. And you can see here that there's a wide range of choices. So again, you can make it basically look exactly the way that you want it to look. Next to the pants, you can also select from some different shoes. And since I want my avatar to have glasses, I also have some different options here for the way that my glasses would appear. Next, you'll see that you can also change the background that you want behind your avatar. This doesn't matter too much because you can actually change the background as much as you want when you bring that into a meeting. So it's not all that important what you choose here. Then you'll see that you can also change the shape and color of your eyes. So since the camera picked my eyes up as blue, but my eyes aren't actually blue, I'll just quickly change that over to a green color here. And there's even more customization you can do. So you can see that you can add different accessories like jewelry and hats. You can also change the shape of your nose and your ears. So the idea here, of course, is that you can tinker with it and make your avatar look exactly the way that you want it to look. All right, now that I've created my virtual avatar on my phone, I'm going to hop over to my computer and go to lumilive.com. You'll need to actually get Lumi Live on your computer. So to get it, you're going to want to click on this download button. Okay, so since I have a Mac, I'm going to go ahead and download the iOS version. And then once I have it, I'll look for Lumi Live on my computer and go ahead and pull it up. After you've pulled it up, you'll want to make sure that you've signed into your account again. And then after you do that, you'll see that your virtual avatar is going to show up here. When you first open up the Lumi camera, the default setting will be on voice only. Under this setting, the avatar will track what you're saying, but it won't also track your movement. So you'll notice here that the lips on the character are moving to reflect the fact that I was talking when I recorded it. Now, this setting does have the benefit of allowing you to actually get up and walk away from your computer, and it will still track your voice and appear as though you're sitting in front of the screen. This will definitely work best if you have a headset, so it's able to track what you're saying more accurately. The setting I like the most, though, is this video setting. Now, you'll notice that I have it set up to be picture-in-picture right now, so you can see my real image coming through the webcam as well as my virtual avatar. You can turn this off later so that it's just showing your avatar, but I wanted you to be able to see how accurately the avatar picks up your movements through the webcam. So you can see here that when I'm moving my head, the avatar's head moves in exactly the same way. And when I begin to speak, it will also track that and move my lips along with what I'm saying. And it will even pick up your facial expressions and even mimic the way that you blink. Now, normally I'm not going to use this picture-in-picture. So to get rid of it, I'll go up here to the settings cog. And now in the settings, I'll go ahead and turn that camera preview off. You'll see here as well that I've already done a couple of other things with the settings. So I created a name for myself that shows up with my avatar. And I also turned on the function to track my eye movement, which is why it's able to pick up whether or not I'm doing things like blinking. You can turn this off if you don't want it to be that accurate. Now you'll see back on the camera view that there's also an icon for nonverbal gestures. So you can do things like have a celebration with confetti falling or wave at the camera. Below, you'll also see that you have some different choices for your virtual avatar. So over here on the right, you'll see that there are some cartoon characters. And if you pick one of those, that avatar will also track your motion and your voice just like the other one. So this one here is a Lego train conductor avatar, and then this other one is a cartoon cat avatar. So these could be some fun choices to bring in some joy factor if you teach younger students. And then if you set up other virtual avatars for yourself, you'll see that you can also pick from those below. So here you can see that I have one that just has a different outfit and a slightly different look. Then below those virtual avatars, you also have some choices for different backgrounds that you can bring in. So you'll see you have a wide range of choices here. So you could bring in something like this nature background, and you can also choose from some really realistic office backgrounds like this one. So like I mentioned, these virtual backgrounds can also help with privacy concerns because you don't have to worry about what's showing in the background through your webcam. All right, now that I've set up my Lumi avatar, let's go over here to Google Meet so I can show you how you can bring it into a video conference. I'll go ahead and start a meeting here. And you'll notice that, of course, what it's going to do is pull in the video from my webcam. So to change that, I'll click on the three dots and then I'll go down to settings. On my settings, I'll go to video. And then from the drop-down menu, I'll change the video from my webcam to my Lumi Live camera. And now you'll see that my virtual avatar shows up. Now you'll notice here that the background is currently blurred out. So if I want the actual virtual background to show, I just need to take the blur off the background. All right, I'll click join meeting. And now you'll see once I'm in that my virtual avatar is showing up. All right, so what I'm going to do here is pull up a split screen so that you can see the Lumi Live camera on one side and then what's showing up in the Google Meet meeting on the other. So if you were to decide, for example, that you wanted to switch the background for your virtual avatar, you would need to do that through the Lumi Live camera. And you'll notice here as well that you could pull up the gestures icons and use a gesture, and then that will also show up in your Google Meet meeting. Now, one thing you might have noticed is that the text is actually backwards in my Google Meet meeting, and it's tracking my image in opposite directions. So if you want to fix that so that what comes through in your conference meeting looks exactly the way that it looks on your Lumi Live camera, you'll want to go up here to settings again, and then you'll need to turn on mirror video. So once you have that option turned on, you'll see that now when I move my head left or right, it follows that direction and mirrors my gesture in the way that I'm predicting it will. Since I'm on this settings cog, I'll also make sure that I have the display name that I want to show up in my Google Meet meeting as well. So here I'll just add my teacher name, Mr. Carey, and you'll see that that will immediately show up in my video conference too. And just to show you here, if you were to turn back on your actual camera, that camera view would show up in your meeting alongside your virtual avatar. Let's jump over here quickly to Zoom so I can show you how it will work with this platform instead. So here you can see, just like Google Meet, that of course the default is to pull in the video from your webcam. So in order to change the video to your Lumi Live camera, you'll want to go down to the menu next to the video icon. And here under Select a Camera, I'll choose the Lumi Live camera. And here you'll see that my avatar has been brought in on top of the virtual background that I already had. So of course you could keep it this way, or if you want to use the virtual background that you set up with Lumi, you'll just need to go to Change Virtual Background, turn that virtual background off, and then you'll see that it's going to pull in the background that you already set up in Lumi. Although you're probably not going to be teaching with a virtual avatar all the time, I do think that bringing one in occasionally can definitely help with joy and fun factor, and it's worth giving a shot to see how our students respond. And keep an eye out for a future video about how you can use a virtual avatar when making pre-recorded video tutorials as well. Thank you so much for watching my video to the end. If you found the tips that I shared helpful, please share it with other teachers that you know, hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any of my weekly updates. You can also check out some of the other tutorials I have on my channel by clicking on one of those two videos above. And if you're interested in downloading any of the resources that I've created and show on my videos, please visit my website at www.newedtechclassroom.com. Lastly, if you want to check me out on social media, my Twitter handle, Facebook page, and Pinterest account are all in the description below. Thanks so much and have a great week.